Just moved Dillon and all the goats down to the north field, and you can see what it looks like. It's about 4 feet tall and thick. I'm just going to leave them out here, and there's 10 goats and it's about an acre, so they say 10 goats clear an acre in 10 days, but I don't know, we'll see. Might be a little bit more than an acre here. But they're going to be here. Dillon found the feed station in the water, so he knows where it's at. He'll bring the girls back. He was out with them. He's going to go back out and find them now. Follow his path. There he goes. So we'll see how this works. This is 12 days post turning them into this north pasture. This area was like that area over there. It was about 3-4 feet tall. You can see they've really grazed this down. This is where they bed down underneath this apple tree, and they're eating the apples as they fall. So they've eaten their way out. Over there where we turned them in, there's still a lot of tall grass and some tansy. The tansy is that yellow top flower, and they have pretty well eaten the tops of that up here because it was up here. And they're also stripping the leaves on these thistles, which is nice. Break that off so it dies. Working on the saplings. Here's a wild raspberry bush that they're trimming up, stripping all the leaves off that. They do eat the tips of those sometimes. Here's some tansy. You can see they've eaten all the tips off of this. There's some up there that they haven't reached yet. So that's good control, because that's where the seeds form, right there. And they eat that off, so that will decrease the population of those weeds. Here's some sort of a scrub tree. You can see they're stripping that. So they work their way down this way, and they're working out into that area. It's not quite as grazed as the area up there, but they're working on this. So I'm thinking probably at least another week in here, possibly longer, because like that patch over there, they'll eat that down, and they'll clean this up a lot too. There's a lot of clover with seed heads on it, and they'll eat those. So they've got some cleaning up here to do, but they're doing really well. And then there's a gate over on that side over there, and there's an area over there that we can mow around and set some fence, because once they're done in here, then we're going to let them clean that up too. But very pleased. You can see them working on the saplings here. They just kind of gradually work their way out. So that's the plan, to have them clean this up. There was nothing in here all season, so we just brought them down here and turned them out. And they're doing paddock in the north field. They've worked on this sapling a bit, but you can see they're working their way down here. Dillon's over there on the path that we mowed out to the pine trees, so they'll work off those paths. But they're working their way down here, and that's what they do. But you can see the difference in the tansy. See all the yellow over here, and then up there there's virtually minimal amount. So they'll graze that down and eat all that up. And all these weeds here, they'll devour those as well. Get down to the grass. So that tall grass right there, they will eat on that too. So they're doing a great job. Right, Dillon? How are you? Dillon's doing good too. Yeah, he's doing good too. Example of them eating from the outside in. They're up here by the dog feeder, and so they're munching on that tall grass. So as they graze the rest of it down, then they'll eventually come up and graze this down too. Just as they get hungry and work their way forward. So there's probably about, maybe a third or fourth of the paddock that is this tall. North field, this is after 16 days of grazing. You can see how it's thinned out a bit here and all that over there. You can see how they're walking through here. It's mashed down there. So they're working their way over. All this was covered with this tansy, these yellow flowers. And you can see all the way over there, it's gone. So they're grazing it off. just take them a while. So it's just basically got this little section right over here. So they've been out here 16 days, a little over 2 weeks. So probably another week out here. They'll have it pretty well cleared off. They're starting on this sapling up here. These weren't done before, so now they're working on these. And you can see here they're working their way into that. There's a nice big anthill there. A couple of those out here. So they're making their way. Goes, but you can see the saplings moving over there. They're in the midst of it, grazing on that. So this was the whole area over here that looked like this did over here. So they're eating their way down to that corner. So we're thinking probably another week's worth out here, maybe longer. And then this section here, beyond this gate, we're gonna fence straight out from the corner, down there, down into the trees, and then go down around. Then we'll turn them in there and let them eat that. They've probably got at least a week's worth in there eating. So a lot of great forage, and they're really cleaning this up really nice. This is day 19. We're down by the feeding station, the water tank. And as you can see, they're making inroads in this, so starting to graze this down. That's encouraging. So my guess is probably a couple more days. They worked on that area over there really well. They've just got this little area right here to go, and they're making good progress. See them over there or not, but that's where they camp out. There's an apple tree right there. They lay underneath that. That's where they camp, and they've just started grazing there, and they're working their way this way. So it's working out well. This area over here is what we're going to fence. And what we've decided to do is we're going to fence south of the woods, so they'll have this whole area to graze. Because there's scrub and everything underneath the trees. Month of eating out there and get all this cleaned out too. So that'll be the next step, probably Friday or the weekend, because it's supposed to be really hot Wednesday and Thursday, and they're not letting this down a couple days time. So we'll wait till the weather moderates, and then there's the gate to the north field, and this is the area here we're going to fence off. And you can see there's a lot of scrub in here, and we're just going to let them have at it. Clear this area out. There's quite a bit of grass, but all that is weeds and that scrub, they prefer that. They'll eat all that browse down, and nice and shaded. I'm gonna guess there's probably 2 acres in this, but obviously it's not real dense forage, but that'll give them at least another, I'm thinking 3 to 4 weeks, and by that time it'll be close to breeding season. And then we'll bring Joel down and turn him in with them. But there's a telephone pole right there. That's the highway, so we're going to fence all along this. We'll have that whole area. We're up here at the north field. It's August the 25th. The does were turned out here on August the 2nd. I'm near the feeder area, and as you can see, most of the tansy is gone. There's just a little bit right here, but they're making great inroads on this. That's the majority of it out there. They've grazed it down really well. They've stripped the thistles of their leaves, eaten quite a bit of the saplings. Here's a sapling here that they've pretty well consumed. Queen Anne's lace. So they've done a great job. They have consumed the lower branches of this pine tree, but the rest of it's all right, which is okay. It'll just grow taller. But very pleased with how they've grazed this down. You couldn't even see those brush piles before. There's one over there. And there's one right here, I think. They haven't grazed that one down too much. But that's all that's left, just that very little bit. So it's been a little over 3 weeks. And we're going to prepare the fence line for that section over there. We're going to let them have the whole woods and all that area. So we're going to mow areas for the fence line tomorrow, and then we'll open. There's a gate right up there, right there, and there's one down here where the feeding station is. We'll open both those gates and just let them continue to have this area, but then they'll graze out there. Probably give them another month out there. There's a lot of forage out there, some grass, and a lot of browse for them. So that's the plan, but very pleased with what they've done up here, and they're in excellent condition. They maintain their condition, and we'll be turning the billy goat in for breeding probably about the middle of October. So everything's going well.